Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Will. Hopefully, you're having a great day today. Rocket Lab is on fire. It's had numerous successful launches this year, and the stock is climbing extremely fast from $3 to $27. It's pretty crazy. My childhood friend Ben, that I grew up with in California, we used to go watch the SpaceX launches in California, and we used to have and look forward to the future of space stocks and what that looks like. And he, in fact, works for Rocket Lab right now, which is super cool. But Rocket Lab, guys, has been growing by 55% in the last quarter and securing major contracts for its next gen rocket, Neutron. And outside of that, you guys might be thinking, how do I learn how to invest in different tech and AI stocks or space stocks? Rocket Lab, I think, is one of the next big things in space tech. And I want to show you guys today my position. I also want to give you a breakdown on some of their latest achievements, their financials, just kind of a full analysis. And on top of that, just a friendly reminder for those of you guys that would like to watch me trade live, we just wrapped up our session today where we traded some tech stocks. And if you want to watch me trade live, it's that second link down below. We have an amazing deal on a quarter basis just for 2025. If you want to get started in this first quarter, really crush it, then you should check out Stockmate. It's just $1 a day right now. So let's get into kind of what this looks like. I had a position on AMD that my options is going really well. They were up 8 or 9% today, which is amazing. But let's take a look at some of our orders. So you guys know we've been trading Rocket Lab on and off. I sold at the very end of the day on Friday around 25.16. And this morning we got into Rigetti Quantum Computers. We traded it this morning. Had a really great day. As you guys can see, we're up 8% on the portfolio. And then today Rocket Lab sold off after an amazing push. So again, I was waiting for Rocket Lab to sell off at market open. And I was like, oh no, am I going to miss it? Because it started shooting up like crazy. So I traded a quantum computing stock, made a couple $100, which is great. And then we got into Rocket Lab right down here where it started, sold off from being up to $26. It sold off from that peak down 7%. And I bought when it was down about 6% right here. And I've been holding it throughout the day. And we're up about $200 so far on the day as it's continuing to push up. And really, I'm probably going to be holding this position for a couple days. It's holding above this previous resistance. So the technicals, you've seen this consolidation down here, seen it start to push up. It oftentimes has gotten rejected around this $25 price point. We've seen it get rejected numerous times, but it's pushed up and now it's trying to hold above that level, and I believe it will hold. I think it's going to continue up, and if it does continue up, we'd be looking at up to $27 or $30 or more, and the chart is indicating that we will see that continuation. So I'm really bullish on Rocket Lab. That nearer term kind of RSI and MACD breakdown, it was looking pretty oversold actually earlier on Friday. And it bounced very nicely, and it's continuing this trend. So could see it really just establish more dominance in the space tech industry. They're around $12 billion market cap, and they were just at $1 billion market cap earlier this year. So the technicals look pretty good. Let's take a look really quick on the news. So for Rocket Lab, we can look here on the news. They were launching some satellites for a company called Kanice, and they had launched over 200 satellites, which is great. That's for internet connectivity or data connectivity or for tracking from those satellites. So that's really cool partnership that they've had. We didn't see any tremendous. Oh, I accidentally searched logo. Let's search new. Rocket Lab launches its sixth synspective radar imaging satellite. So again, 6th successful launch this year. And this is a satellite that, if we look at some of the location and the geography, This was a launch in New Zealand at 9:17 a.m. and the launch was postponed a few days because of weather. And previous launch attempt was scrubbed December 20th when the company reported an out-of-family reading with an unspecified sensor. But as we can see by the headline, Rocket Lab launched the Synspective radar imaging satellites, and it's looking pretty good. So also Synspective is IPO. The launch, the company announced plans to sell 21 million shares. So this is going to be an interesting company we'll be definitely looking at. So a lot of the satellite companies or competitors of SpaceX are mostly going to be private. So to see public companies, like we're very fortunate, we get to publicly invest in Rocket Lab, and that's really good to see. So we'll definitely be looking at that IPO and keep you guys updated on that IPO. Outside of the news, there wasn't a whole lot of other. There was some traction they were gaining. They got some subsidies, some new subsidies that are always good to see. If they get more subsidies as a space company from the government, that's going to, just give them more capital, more abilities to expand. And so when we see subsidies happen, it's always going to be a good sign. So that was something we saw. They ended 2024 here with their 16th launch, and their stock continues to gain today. So overall, they got some really good. This is an Earth imaging satellite, that's Synspective satellite. So with that and the onset of neutron rockets, going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to that. So the news is good. The news is still looking awesome. Their financials, guys, year over year, their financial revenue has gone up 55%. Okay, let me just double check, because that was what I had looked at a while back, but I'm pretty sure. All right, their gross margins are increasing. Revenue between 125 million and 135 million. I think any revenue at all is good, but they're one of the few space companies that has tremendously good financials. We've seen some really good financials on Rocket Lab. They had some spending. They look better year over year, but if we look December 2023, you could look at assets here. So total assets right here, their assets decreased just a little bit, but also, one thing that you want to think about is they're in a time where they're growing. And the notable difference year over year is they're getting more public attention. They got a little bit more cash. You can see cash and cash equivalents are up to what is 300 million, or that might be 3 billion, I believe. And over here they have 162 million, or 1.6 billion. It's somewhere in there. I gotta look. Shares in the thousands, so I think we're in the millions. And so they had 162 million last year, and they've gone up. So their revenue's up 55% year over year, which is a good deal. So financials looking okay. They're healthier. They're definitely moving towards positive. But how positive do you want the company to be? I mean, I think I want them to continue to innovate. I want them to continue to grow as an investor, especially if I'm holding for the long term. I mean, Amazon investors, their stock continued to grow, but really Amazon didn't even turn a profit for 20 years. So you have to think about that type of approach when, especially, we're talking about a company that's in the space industry that could be tremendously impactful for the human race in the next few decades. So financials look good. Chart looks good. Obviously, great move entry today. We're up a little bit over $200. So Rocket Lab is definitely going to be one that, I mean, I'm glad I waited. I was a little patient, sold at 25.15, bought back $1 cheaper, nothing too crazy, but when you're paying attention, it can kind of help to make some of those moves. But if Rocket Lab continues to do what they're doing, it's a stock you could simply hold for the long term. So really looking forward to seeing the 3 steps that we looked at, right? So this chart looks good, looks tiny bit overextended, could see it pull back a little bit, maybe to this level. It's possible, but most likely I'm saying they're going to continue up here. It seems like they're gaining momentum. As we've seen, they've hit this same spot every time. See down here in that $20 to $21 range. But recently when they hit it, the RSI, the MACD, well, the RSI was looking extended, but the MACD wasn't looking as extended even though it dropped further. It's holding above that 200-day moving average. It's really looking bullish. So we will continue to monitor Rocket Lab. Chart looks good, news looked good, and the financials are looking the same healthy as can be. Can't wait to see some of the releases, especially in this next quarter. So guys, we're up 10% today. If you'd like to watch me trade live, you'd like to learn how to invest in tech, in AI stocks, I would encourage you guys to simply check out that first link down below, or that second link is where you can join StockMate for just $1 a day to learn the tech, see some of the analysis, how we perform analysis, and how you can learn and kind of plan in your trades and be able to turn a profit investing in AI and tech. And that's where we differentiate ourselves. So we focus on this really profitable market. You're never going to hear me saying, at least right now, hey, let's go check out oil. Let's go check out this. We're investing in the future on the channel, and that's how we keep it. So if that's something that makes sense to you, I would encourage you to, again, check out that second link down below to get started. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.